Hello, welcome to Norn ASMR. I am recording my very first video today. The setup is a little homemade, so I'm waiting for an actual stand to come in. But while we're waiting, I figured I could make a lo-fi video of me just going through some of my favorite cards that I've collected over the years of playing Magic the Gathering. Also, I want to apologize ahead of time if there are any sudden cuts, just because the area that I live in is quite loud, so I may have to cut out some audio. Also, the camera angle is a little bit weird. I need to scooch it over a little bit. But when I flip it open, it's gonna be a little odd to look at. So let's just go ahead and get started. In the very front here is one of the newer additions to my collection. I change my cards, how they're set up in my binder every now and then. I might end up doing a video of organizing them actually here soon once I get my stand. These three cards are some of my favorite cards that I've gotten recently. I don't know if there's any glare on there. These three are all stamped because I got them with pre-releases, and they all form one picture of Gandalf casting the little dragon rocket everywhere, and Lobelia Baggins throwing a fit over it. And then I have my four that came with my box set. Frodo, Samwise, Gollum in the Ring. These are also, I find, really cool, but it's a little difficult because it leaves these four open. Then I want to also put one of the picture ones in, but there aren't a whole lot where it's only four and in this square shape. So if anyone has any recommendations of anything that I could put here that's kind of in theme for this, just go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I have to slide this open. And this is where we get to my favorite part. The character that I'm basing my ASMR channel off of, not that basing it off of, but naming it after, I should say, is Elish Norn. She is one of my favorite cards here. I started playing Magic a few years ago, but then I got I lived far away from all of my friends, so I didn't really have anyone to play with, so I stopped being that interested in it. But then I moved back, and then the All Will Be One set got released, and I just went over the moon for it. It was one of my favorites. I wasn't a huge fan of March of the Machines, but I still got some packs so that I could try to get some of the Praetor cards, because just having them all in my set was just really important to me. I still have a lot to add on, but I'm probably gonna end up buying the singles, just because it's easier for me and a lot cheaper. So I'll just go through and kind of name the cards. If I really like them, I might explain what they are or what they do. So I have these, all three of these are the same card. They're Elish Norn, Mother of Machines. That's the card that initially got me back into it. It is a 4/7 5-drop with Vigilance. If a permanent enters the battlefield Oh, if a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent I control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And then permanents entering the battlefield don't cause abilities of permanents my opponents control or trigger. And then we have Elish Norn Grand Cenobite. It is a 4/7 7-drop. And it also has Vigilance. Other creatures you control get +2/+2, and creatures your opponent controls gets -2/-2. I actually have her proxied in a couple of my decks, and whenever I have to play her, I just pull my binder out and bring her out because I'm just so worried that if I shuffle her in, it'll mess up the edges, even though I have them, like, some of these I have double sleeved, some of them I have triple sleeved, just to be safe, because even in these containers, I don't fully trust them. The other Norns, Shieldred Whispering one, I really like this card, but I can't. All of the decks that I've seen played with it just seem really mean, and I don't like being the mean player, so I just leave that in there for now, just to admire. And then, let me see if you can see this good enough. And then there's Vornaclax. This one is actually the back of this card, but it's a different art. Let me pull that out so you can see it. So this is the art on the other side. I really like these cards, but I feel like they fell a little short on some of them. I still enjoy the art on them, so that's why I keep them in here with the rest of the Praetors. And then we have Jin-Gitaxias. And then I also have one of his cards up here. This one's actually, so this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. All 5 of these are written in Phyrexian, which I think is really, really cool. But when I had this in a deck, this was the only card I had at the time. So it was very difficult to play it because I had to look it up on my phone every single time I wanted to play it. But now that I have the actual cards, it's a lot easier, and I do enjoy having this. Just because now that I know what the card does, it's just really cool. It's like having like a blinged out car. And there's another one of those Phyrexian text ones. So there's my other Jin-Gitaxias. This one also flips. This one is probably my favorite flipping Praetor out of this set. But again, it's kind of mean, so I don't have it in any of my decks, but I really want to. And then we have Urabrask the Hidden. These are both the same cards, you can tell because the art's the same. He's okay, he's not my favorite. And then we get into the special art cards. I collect the normal and the special art for a lot of the All Will Be One sets. I have a lot of them in hard cases. This isn't one of them, but I'll normally have like the normal card up and then the other one on the other side showing, so that I can flip it to whichever one kind of fits the deck. I always just think it's really cool when they have 2 of the same cards but with different arts, so that's why I collect them. So I only have some of these. I only mainly have the doubles in here because the other ones are in those hard cases that I was talking about. So like this guy and this guy are just extras I have because the doubles are actually in the container. That's gonna be a little precarious. I really like talking about being mean. This is the only card that I really play that's kind of mean. I do a lot of friendship decks, or like just ones without win cons, because I just don't like being that guy. I know it sounds really stupid, but this is one of the only ones that I play that I would consider to be kind of mean. It's a 4-drop, 5/5. It has flying, and then if damage would be dealt to it, I prevent that damage. And when damage is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to any other target. So you can do it right to the person's face, you can do it and kill creatures. It's essentially unblockable, because if you block it, it does damage to it. So if you want to prevent that from happening, you just have to let it hit you. And then essentially if it's there to block, you can't really throw anything that's less than it, because then it's just gonna keep hitting you. It's a really fun card. Wow, who would have guessed more Phyrexia? This is just the special Phyrexian card that came with, oh gosh, I think it came with the box set. Yeah, that sounds right. I have all of the Sun's Twilight cards. If you haven't noticed, I don't know if you can get a little peek of it. My playmat is actually the White Sun's Twilight card. I actually went to my local game store and I asked if they had any Atraxa playmats, because I recently made an Atraxa deck, and this is all they had, but I'm honestly okay with it because it's really pretty. I really like the art on this card. I really liked that they kept the theme overall for the Sun's Twilight cards, where all of them have like an X ability, where like it kind of fits into what each color is known for. Like black's known for like lowering opponents like stats, white's known for creating life, red's known for artifacts, you know, green's known for the big creatures, and then blue's known for control. Moving on to these, it's a bit, I don't know if you can even see these. These are the only ones I don't have protected, just because I have so many of them. But these are I don't know if you can even see that on camera, a little bit. The special print ones. I really wanted to get, I don't know why I did this, it was really stupid of me. I really wanted to get the Junji Ito Elish Norn, just because I'm a huge fan of his artwork. But instead of just buying the $100 card, like I should have gotten the $100 card like so much longer before I realized that I should finally just drop the money, because I spent hundreds of dollars on the special packs that are like 20 each. It was worth it. I got some cool cards. Like I got the Oil Slick Jace, or the Completed. I think it's the Completed. They have so many names for these now, it gets a little confusing. But I have the Completed Jace. With that, it's one of my favorite pulls. It used to be worth a lot more than it is now. I think it's worth like maybe like $50 at most. But I was still really proud of it when I pulled it, because it was at that time the most expensive card I had ever pulled. And again, here we have just the regular and the special art versions. I actually have a commander deck with This Is My Commander, which I think is my cheapest commander that I own, and it's just an all-around goofy deck. I love it. Here's where it gets a little complicated, so you cannot judge me. I mean, feel free to judge me, but just don't openly judge me. I collect the stamped cards from pre-releases, and I have some. I think this is the earliest card I have. Let me see. Yeah, I think the earliest card I have is 2009. But I have like 23, 2010, 2012. I'm gonna blaze through these kind of fast just because they aren't anything very special, but they're special to me. If you guys want more in-depth, just let me know, but they're just very common cards. The only thing special about them is they got a stamp on them, but it's not even. These were like 50 cents at my local game store, you know? I don't even have half these sleeved. Some of these I accidentally have doubles on because I saw them at the game store, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if I have that one. Let me just buy it. Now, these next cards are my babies. These are some of my, so these are some of my signed cards. These are some of my, I would say, cheaper signed cards. Like, they didn't cost me much to get, so I'm not really worried. Like, some of these are doubles, so it's like I don't feel like I have to have them in a card case. I do have 3 cards that I each spent like $100-something on for them to get signed. Those are in the magnetic cases, but those aren't signed by the artist. Those are signed by actors. I'll show them in a later video, just because this one I can already tell is gonna be pretty darn long. I don't know how much video YouTube will let me post at once, since this is my first time. Again, I have some doubles. Normally I just kind of put them behind the other one, but this is probably one of my favorite I guess you could say non-celebrity signed one. Luris of the Dream Den. When this card came out, I thought it was just so pretty. Sorry, my dog was cleaning himself. Okay. So these are, I love the original unsets. I do have some of the newer ones, as you can tell from here, but I just have them stored with my normal collection. Just because I'm not a huge fan. Sorry, that was my dog. I don't know if you could hear him yawning. But they're okay. But the original unsets, I just think are so funny. Every now and then we'll play, like at home, we'll play games where it's like we don't care if anything's banned or like unplayable. So I'll pull out like a little cheaty face and try to sneak them in. Common courtesy, I think, is really funny. It makes a lot of people mad. Which I know I said earlier, I don't like playing mean cards, but I will make an exception if they're funny. So again, I have more of those newer ones, but this is where I get to, these are just cards that I like. Like, these are just cool cards that I found that I eventually want to put in decks, but I haven't figured out what I want to do with them yet. I already have so many commander decks. I kind of want to make some standard, but that means I have to get more of these. So I have some of the ones that you guys would know of, like Wrath of God, Farewell, Damnation. I have a lot of list cards in this area just because I want to make more like decks that have list cards in them, but I just don't even know where to start because there's so many. I have some commanders from the 40k line that they had. I really enjoy the Tyrannid deck. That's one of my favorite like pre-made ones. I have some more cool cards that I just want to either play with, or like some of them like this one. I don't know if you can see that. It's the Cutting Breeze Dancer. Some of these I have in here just because I think the art is so pretty. I also just have some secret layers in here that I picked up from my local game store because I was like, oh, why not? Some of them are double-sided, like this one, the Allspark. It's like a transformer thing. I'm actually not that big into Transformers, but I thought it was cool nonetheless. And I have Spike, Tournament Grinder. I want to get more of the tournament player cards, but my local game store doesn't seem to have a whole lot of them. I got this card fairly recently because I was looking at it and I was like, oh my gosh. I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 and I was like, it looks just like Orin. And it's red and it's blood crazed. It fits so well. So I just have her in here because I thought it was a funny coincidence. Again, I just have some cards in here that I think the layout of the card or how the art is just very unique. I just really enjoy them. This one is one of the first list cards I pulled when I got back into Magic, and I was like, what is this? And I had to look it up, and that's when I learned what list cards were. So I think a lot of these on this page are list cards. Like, I know that is. I'm pretty sure that is. I think. There are just so many list cards nowadays, it's hard to keep track. Oh yeah, this one's definitely a list card. I'm pretty sure these are too. Rooftop Storm. My partner has a zombie deck, and he loves playing this card. It is a 6-drop. It's an enchantment, and you may pay 0 rather than paying the mana cost for zombie creature spells you cast. It's really messed up, but you know, it's kind of funny when he has 70 zombies on the board. And then I have more just cool cards where like a lot of these, like these, I pulled all of them and I was just really happy with pulling them out of the box. I was really excited. These I bought because of that previous Wrath of God. I want to put them in a deck eventually. Let's see. This is when we get to the random language section. I only have like a page and some, almost 2 pages worth, but these are just cards that were in the bulk section of the game store that I shop at, and I thought either the language fit really well with the cards, like the, oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher this, I think it's Korean. Like, it's just very pretty characters. The Japanese, Korean, and Chinese characters are just very pretty, and it goes so well with some of these arts. And then I also have these. There are like 6 to 8 of these that I have. They're all just kind of crammed in there. I don't know what language it is, but I know I wanted to make I think it's Russian, but I also feel like I'm very wrong on that. So just let me know. But I can't remember exactly what the card did. But I know when I looked it up, I wanted to put it in a deck. So that's why I got so many. Alright, moving on. A lot of these are cards that I pulled. Just doing a quick once over on the page. A lot of these are just mythics, or like this one's like one of the Jurassic Park ones, but this is it's just Astarion. I just really liked Baldur's Gate 3, and I kind of wanted to collect all of the characters, but there are a lot of characters to collect, so I kind of put a halt on that for the time being. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this one. My partner always makes fun of me when I try. Here's another Luris card. Again, really like the art style on these. I also have more Jurassic Park cards. I really liked this set. The only really recent sets that I've consistently bought cards from were the Lord of the Rings, the Jurassic Park, and of course the Phyrexia all will be one, but I wouldn't even consider that a recent deck, or recent set. And then some more just cool cards. I actually need to move that. I'm pretty sure I saw that earlier in the binder. Another thing, it's like another reason why I should just do a reorganizing video. But I'm worried that it'd just be very loud because it's a lot of crinkling, which I know people like, but it's a very loud crinkle. And I think that's it for this book. Yeah. Alright, well, I know it's kind of weird that's in a Pokemon binder, but you know, you get what you get. I need to get a new one though because it's kind of ripped on the corner here. Well, that was one of my first videos, so I hope that goes well. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any requests or just points you want to make, any tips, because I'm very new to this content creating, just shoot me a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.